Right now, somewhere inside your body, a countdown has already started, and you have no idea. You think skipping a meal is simple, just an empty stomach and a little grumbling, nothing more than that. But the truth is far stranger, because your body is quietly preparing for war against starvation itself. Every organ you own is about to switch roles, becoming something completely different from what you expect. Your liver becomes a factory, your fat becomes fuel, and your brain becomes sharper than ever before. This is not deprivation, this is transformation, and it happens whether you notice it or not. By the time 24 hours pass, you will not be the same person who started. So let's go hour by hour and watch your body rewrite its own survival rules in real time. In the very first hour, your stomach is still confused, still expecting food that never arrives. Digestive juices flow out of habit, acids and enzymes waiting patiently for a meal that's missing. Meanwhile, deep inside your brain, hormones are already whispering a very different kind of message. They are telling every system to slow down, conserve energy, and prepare for something unfamiliar ahead. It feels like nothing is happening, but your body has already flipped an invisible internal switch. By hour 4, ghrelin spikes hard, tricking your brain into believing you are truly starving now. Your stomach growls, your mood shifts, and yet your actual energy levels remain completely stable underneath. This is the trick of hunger, loud and dramatic, even when your body is perfectly fine. What feels like panic is really just routine being broken, and routines hate being interrupted suddenly. But this discomfort is not a warning sign, it's the opening scene of something remarkable unfolding. Around 6 hours in, your blood sugar quietly begins its slow and steady downward slide. For most people, this feels like fatigue, irritability, maybe even the first signs of a headache. But underneath that discomfort, your pancreas is making a critical decision about your entire energy supply. It releases less insulin, the hormone responsible for pushing sugar out of your bloodstream permanently. With insulin dropping, your body can no longer depend on a steady stream of carbohydrates, so it turns to the liver, calling on stored glycogen like a backup battery activating instantly. This is survival mode beginning quietly, without announcement, without warning, just cold biological efficiency taking over. Your liver starts breaking glycogen into usable glucose, carefully balancing your bloodstream like a tightrope walker. Too much sugar released wastes precious energy. Too little, and your brain starts complaining almost immediately. This is why you feel exhausted and strangely alert at exactly the same confusing moment. By hour 10, your liver becomes something closer to a hidden hero working overtime non-stop. It regulates blood sugar while secretly preparing for its next dramatic move, breaking down stored fat. This flexibility is the entire reason humans survived thousands of years of unpredictable food scarcity. Most people think the liver just processes alcohol or medication, but its real power is fasting. It keeps your brain fully powered even when 0 calories are entering your body anymore. As glycogen runs low, your liver begins producing ketones, tiny molecules created directly from stored fat. Your brain absolutely loves these ketones, using them as clean, efficient, high-performance alternative fuel. Some studies even suggest ketones sharpen mental clarity, explaining why fasting sometimes feels oddly focused. This is the turning point where fear of hunger becomes quiet confidence in fat-burning power. Inside every single cell, tiny structures called mitochondria are forced to work more efficiently now. They squeeze every last drop of energy from whatever fuel remains available inside your bloodstream. This microscopic adaptation is part of why fasting gets studied for potential longevity-related health benefits. Cells begin adjusting their breathing pattern, shifting from glucose to fat-derived molecules for fuel. This creates less oxidative stress compared to sugar burning, meaning your cells are working remarkably cleaner. This is also when autophagy quietly begins stirring, your body's own built-in cellular cleaning system. Damaged proteins and broken cell parts get tagged, dismantled, and recycled into something useful again. Think of it as spring cleaning happening at a microscopic level deep inside your body. Fasting forces your body to stop consuming constantly and finally start repairing what's been neglected. By hour 12, insulin levels drop significantly, opening the floodgates for serious fat cell metabolism. This hormone, usually spiked by frequent meals, finally gets suppressed, letting stored fat release energy freely. This shift explains why researchers consistently link fasting periods to improved long-term insulin sensitivity. Your body becomes better at handling insulin later, reducing your long-term risk of diabetes. Interestingly, this is also when cravings hit their absolute peak, testing your willpower relentlessly and repeatedly. Your body senses this dramatic shift and desperately tries convincing you to eat something immediately. But push through this moment, and fat oxidation becomes your new normal energy source instead. This insulin drop marks a profound internal transition, officially moving you from fed state to fasting state. By hour 15, your stomach is long emptied, yet acid production continues right on schedule anyway. This creates that hollow growling sensation, your stomach contracting dramatically in anticipation of food arriving soon. It's not dangerous at all, just your body's built-in reminder that meals are usually expected. The longer your stomach stays empty, the more it actually gets a chance to rest. This resting period benefits your gut lining, allowing natural repair processes that constant eating usually prevents. Scientists suggest fasting periods may actually reduce inflammation throughout your entire digestive tract over time. People with gastritis or irritable bowel symptoms sometimes notice real improvement during controlled fasting windows regularly. So even in silence, your stomach isn't wasting time, it's repairing, resetting, and preparing quietly. Around hour 17, something strange happens. You feel unusually focused, yet somehow slightly irritable simultaneously too. This paradox comes from your brain adapting to ketones as an entirely new fuel source. Ketones don't just supply raw energy, they actively influence neurotransmitters, changing both mood and mental clarity. Some people compare this feeling to drinking coffee, a strange, natural sharpness without any caffeine involved. Evolutionarily, this makes perfect sense. Hungry humans needed heightened awareness to successfully hunt and gather. But there's a flip side too. Some people experience irritability, anxiety, or heavy brain fog instead. This depends entirely on your unique metabolism, hydration levels, and how well you actually slept. Fasting isn't one size fits all. Your nervous system decides whether this feels empowering or exhausting. By hour 18, your body turns more aggressively toward fat stores for consistent, reliable energy production. Triglycerides break down into free fatty acids, traveling through your bloodstream to fuel muscles directly. This is the true fat-burning stage, the moment most people are actually fasting for. Your liver processes these fatty acids into ketones, keeping your brain consistently supplied with steady energy. After nearly a full day without food, ketones can provide up to half your brain's fuel. This is exactly why researchers get studied in relation to neurological conditions like epilepsy and Alzheimer's. Interestingly, fat breakdown also releases glycerol, which your liver converts into brand new glucose molecules. This ensures red blood cells, which cannot use fat, still receive a steady, reliable sugar supply. It's a perfect example of your body balancing survival needs across every single organ simultaneously. Your heart isn't left out of this process either, becoming noticeably more efficient by hour 20. Lower insulin and reduced glucose levels can actually improve cardiovascular function by lowering blood pressure significantly. Some studies suggest fasting enhances heart rate variability, a measure of how adaptable your heart truly is. Higher variability means greater resilience, your body handling physical or emotional stress with far less strain. That said, fasting temporarily reduces electrolyte levels, which can affect heart rhythm in sensitive individuals sometimes. This is exactly why hydration and mineral intake matters so much during longer, extended fasting periods. Without proper hydration, dizziness or heart palpitations may occur, catching unprepared people completely off guard. Overall, though, your heart adapts gracefully, finding new rhythms that balance efficiency with lasting endurance. By hour 22, one of fasting's most fascinating processes finally takes center stage completely: autophagy. This is your body's internal recycling system, dismantling damaged proteins and broken cell parts for reuse. Think of it as janitorial staff finally given permission to do a genuinely deep, thorough clean. Under constant feeding, autophagy stays minimal because cells stay busy processing nutrients instead of repairing themselves. Fasting flips that switch completely, giving cells a rare chance to repair from the inside out. Autophagy links to improved immunity, reduced disease risk, and even measurable longevity benefits in research studies. Animal studies show fasting periods may extend lifespan by keeping cells younger and dramatically more efficient. Humans obviously aren't lab mice, but the accumulating evidence remains genuinely compelling for long-term health. This cleanup proves fasting is more than skipping meals. It's a complete biological reset happening quietly. At hour 23, your microbiome, trillions of bacteria living inside you, begins shifting its balance. Without constant feeding, certain bacteria decrease, while others that thrive during fasting become noticeably more active. This microbial shift has major consequences for digestion, immunity, and surprisingly, even your everyday emotional mood. Research shows fasting may increase microbial diversity, something strongly linked to overall long-term health outcomes. A richer microbiome means better resilience against harmful bacteria and dramatically improved nutrient absorption throughout digestion. Your intestines also use this fasting break to strengthen their protective lining against unwanted harmful toxins. This barrier prevents toxins from leaking into your bloodstream, a condition commonly known as leaky gut. So even though your gut appears empty, it's actually busy fine-tuning your entire body's balance. One of fasting's most unexpected effects is a dramatic increase in human growth hormone, or HGH. After roughly 24 hours without food, HGH levels can spike nearly 5 times normal amounts. Growth hormone isn't just about building muscle, it repairs tissues and mobilizes fat for energy. This makes fasting feel less like restriction and more like an active, ongoing healing state. Interestingly, this HGH surge doesn't require exercise or sleep. It's purely triggered by fasting-related stress. It's almost like your body protecting lean muscle mass while simultaneously encouraging aggressive fat burning elsewhere. For researchers, this hormonal shift stands out as clear proof of fasting's resilience-building long-term power. Now let's address the biggest fear people have. Will you actually lose muscle during a fast? The honest reality is far more nuanced than most people assume when they first hear this. In the first 24 hours, muscle loss remains genuinely minimal, almost negligible for healthy adults. Your body is intelligent, prioritizing fat and glycogen breakdown long before it ever touches muscle protein. Only when fasting extends far beyond a single day does real muscle breakdown risk increase significantly. For short-term fasting, growth hormone actually works to protect your muscles rather than destroy them. What you might notice instead is a slight dip in strength or endurance during your fast. This isn't muscle loss, it's simply reduced glycogen limiting your quick energy for intense physical activity. So while muscles feel the effects, they are never truly sacrificed during a single 24-hour fast. In fact, many athletes deliberately use intermittent fasting to preserve lean muscle while actively reducing body fat. Reaching the full 24-hour mark represents both a genuine challenge and a real achievement. By now, your body has fully adapted to fat metabolism, ketone production, and deep cellular cleanup. It's functioning in a way that feels almost foreign inside our constantly fed, endlessly snacking modern world. But fasting isn't universally safe. People with diabetes or heart disease should never attempt this unsupervised. For others, it can become an eye-opening reset as long as you listen carefully. This delicate edge between real benefit and potential risk is exactly where science urges genuine caution. A single 24-hour fast can offer benefits, but making it habitual requires careful, thoughtful planning. So, what does science ultimately conclude about pushing your body through a full 24-hour fast? The evidence shows it's generally safe for healthy adults, activating powerful pathways like fat burning and autophagy. It's less about deprivation and far more about rediscovering how genuinely flexible the human body actually is. At the same time, fasting is no magic cure. It cannot replace a balanced diet or proper sleep. Think of it instead as a tool, a way to occasionally reset your metabolism and rejuvenate organs. The journey of a single day without food reveals just how adaptable your body truly is. What feels like simple hunger on the surface is actually a complex transformation happening beneath your skin. And whether you choose to fast again or not, you now understand exactly what happens inside. Your body was built for exactly this kind of challenge, quietly waiting for you to try it.